joining me today as we look at the careers for each of the signs. We're going to be looking at challenges, solutions, and then possible outcomes. So I hope that you find this helpful. Hello and welcome, Cancer. Let's have a look to see what your career guidance is today. I've pre-shuffled some cards from the Archangel Power Tarot cards, as well as some from the Psychic Tarot. And let's have a look to see what comes up for you today. So the first card is the Seven of Ariel. You have invested wisely, have patience, and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. That's a good positive start. I must tell you that I have quite a vocal cat here today, so if you hear Odin start to shout at us, please just be aware he's trying to get my attention. Your second card is the Five of Raphael. Everything happens for a reason. Release regrets and embrace opportunities for happiness and search for the silver lining. What a beautiful picture. The Four of Ariel. When you give, you also receive. Being resistant to change, extremes in how you save or spend money. Okay. I do apologize once again for the state of these cards, but as you will notice, they're quite well used. So we have the 11 from, and it says balance. And your last card is number 9, which is solitude. Both of those are major arcana cards. Right, let's have a look to see what these cards talk to me about. So the first thing that I'm getting here, Cancer, is that I feel like in order to avoid regret and failure and long-term disappointment or decisions that affect you negatively in the long term, I feel like you need to almost take a step back and reevaluate things. So the solitude card is traditionally the Hermit card, and the Hermit card talks to us very much about answers and solutions that lie in the quiet of your mind. So the Hermit card teaches us that by taking a step back and resting a little bit and allowing the answers to move to the surface of your conscious mind, you're able to better deal with what's in front of you. And dealing with one thing at a time might be a better way of doing it. The same way as she's reading presumably the Akashic records, or reading this book of secrets, she can't read the entire book simultaneously. She needs to do it one page at a time. So it's all about her, or about you, Cancer, reading living your day-to-day life one day at a time, and not allowing the overwhelm of all your challenges and your obstacles and all that kind of stuff to overwhelm you, because you don't need to, or it's impossible for you to leap over the mountain of obstacles. You're going to need to do it one action at a time. And by doing it one thing at a time gives you your control back. It gives you your balance back, because you do have all of everything that you need. You've got all the tools that you need. All right. But your balance card, this balance card is traditionally the Justice card in the Rider-Waite Tarot. And your Justice talks to you about the balance. It talks to you about your need for balance and harmony, and that there is a time for all things, like this guy who looks a little bit like a farmer to me, that there is a time for all things. There's a time for planting, and there's a time for harvesting, and there's a time for patience where the seed moves from planting to harvesting. So there is a time for all things, and maybe some expectations or some lifestyle adjustments maybe are needed or necessary, that will move you from one state or from one state to another state. Okay, so a state from maybe feeling a bit overwhelmed or frustrated, or things not working out the way that you want them to work out, into a state where the giving and receiving, which is again your balance, your justice, where all of that works in harmony with each other. All right. So as they say, everything does happen for a reason, but if you release the stuff that's holding you back, which would release some of the burdens, then it allows you to allow your scales to get a little bit more balanced, and that then opens up the opportunity for happiness and all good things. So I would say to you that in terms of career guidance and all of that, I would definitely say to you that there is a time that's coming where you're going to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, but you first need to take some time to rest and not overdo things, but just almost a little bit of a review to say, where have I been, what have I done, where am I going, and how am I going to get there. Managing to balance all aspects of your life, your mental and emotional and spiritual and financial and family, and even yourself, as well as your career. So looking at the big picture and seeing where it is maybe that you're wasting some time and some effort, and where you could possibly be on track, or where maybe you want to improve the track that you're on. That would also be something that would be to your benefit. So if you have already been putting the efforts in, I would definitely say to you that this indicates to me that the goal that you're heading towards could actually be closer than what you realize. So maybe just checking your expectations, seeing what needs to change and what needs to be adjusted, being practical with it, and then keeping your eyes out for the gifts that are coming to you, or the rewards that are coming to you. But this does look to me like if you are looking for, and those words again, your long-term view or your long-term investments or your long-term outcomes, this looks to me that you're going to get more profitable long-term outcomes, or more profitable long-term investments, or more sustainable results if you can just get back to basics, know that you are supported. Her back's on a solid pillar here, but instead of maybe focusing on what there isn't, focusing on what you can do with what is. Okay, so I do feel that for some of you this might be a little bit of a reminder that if you've been maybe fixated on money, that might be keeping you a bit stuck. Maybe you need to create and maintain some type of a budget, and to honor and respect money, but don't become a slave to it, because losing sight of the importance of your friends and your family and your happiness and your love and all of that can devalue the money aspect of it. So if you've been overworking and being overly ambitious and neglecting your home life, your home family, in favor of the what you saw as the value of achievement in terms of your career, this might be a good reminder of saying, well, listen, you can't really buy happiness. You can buy short-term happiness, but this is more about your long-term stability, your long-term view, okay, your sustainable results. So how do we figure this out? We figure it out in terms of the quietness of your mind, knowing, we all know what it is that we need to do and what we should do and what we want to do, even though the practicalities of actually implementing that might not be the easiest thing. Okay, but this is really about bridging the gap or bridging the divide, because you can have both. You don't have to choose one or the other. And I feel like the value actually increases if you can get it balanced. Okay, you're like the harvest is more. you get more out of it if you can get it balanced. Okay. So it's not about choosing whether you have or you don't have. This is about saying, well, you can have a lot more than what you have in all areas of your life. Okay. So, yes, if you are currently going through a little bit of a tough time where regret and failure and disappointments and pessimism is your current state of mind and your current experience, they're just reminding you not to get fixated on your losses and your failures, or not to get so fixated on them that you missed your positive opportunities. So finding a way through your current mess is possible, because things not only can they improve, but they will improve if you can just let go of your past and get a little bit of balance going on here. So maybe reflecting on what got you to this point, learning the lessons from those experiences, and then doing things differently going forward. Maybe that will open up a brighter, better future for you. And maybe there's some current blessings that are disguised that you haven't recognized up until now. So for some of you, maybe we can something that looks bad on the outset, which might be a job loss, for instance. Initially, you go, oh my gosh, I've lost my job, that's awful. But that actually creates the opportunity for you to maybe spend some more time with your family, because maybe in your old job you were overworking or weren't spending enough time with your family, whatever the case is, and you weren't very happy. You might have been earning well, but maybe you weren't very happy. Whereas now the job loss, it might create more opportunity for you to start your own business, or get a different job where your hours are less, and you have a little bit more balance in terms of family and friends and happiness, and you're still earning the money. So that is something that comes up with these cards as well. But I really do feel that overall it's not a negative reading, certainly not, but it is a reading to say to you, you do have control over the situation. You need to decide what it is that you're prepared to do or not do, and what it is that you're going to get focused on, and maybe just take some time out to regroup and figure your way through these things. Okay. I would say to you that there is definitely, for some of you, there is definitely some, that's my cat making a noise. There is definitely opportunities, or like a new business proposal or a new business opportunity that's coming. I do feel that it's sort of guided by spirit, or if you've been doing some visualizations or anything along those lines, I do feel there's what looks to me like a face in the mirror. So I feel like it's coming from spirit, or there's new opportunities that have been hidden that are definitely being delivered to you. You might have spent all your old opportunities, but there's something new and exciting that's coming towards you here. So it's like your prayers have been heard and answered. Some of you might be involved in some real estate activities. I feel like if you are, you need to maybe just read the fine print, check the deeds, like whether that's a deed of sale or the deed of purchase or the deed of ownership. I'm just getting the fact that there are some deeds that need to be looked at. So maybe some legal stuff that needs to be addressed. That is something that comes up for you here. Yeah, and that could be business or employment contracts, or just legal or law matters that come up for you here. But I'm just being told, just read the fine print. And also, the idea of treating people fairly and asking the same from them. So again, there's that balance energy. So treating others the way that you would like to be treated yourself, and making whatever lifestyle adjustments or business adjustments or attitude adjustments may be necessary in order to facilitate that. I don't advise playing safe at this stage. Well, let's put it this way. Take your brain with you. Maybe playing safe but not playing stuck, okay, would probably be a better way of putting it. So it might be advisable that until you know exactly what it is that you're dealing with, to be a little bit cautious with it, but at the same time don't allow things to be restrictive. All right, I think that's a way of articulating what it is that's popping into my head. Yes. So I think this looks like quite a good position that you guys are in, Cancer. I would just say to you, this is really about, I want to say, like the baby steps, the daily activities. If you can sort out that your daily activities are positive and heading in the direction that you want, and then if you invest wisely in your daily activities. See, this guy's got a book as well. Yeah, so she's got a book and he's got a book, and so again, there's like the you've got the, what is it, like the rules of the game, the recipe book. Yeah, you've got your book of instructions. So they, I don't know if he's read it or hasn't read it, but that's created this really nice abundant future. And she's saying, read the paperwork, because you need to, in order to understand things properly. So that's a bit of an educational process that happens there as well. But this looks like you're heading towards quite a nice positive thing. Still some work that you need to put in. It's not going to fall out the sky. It's going to be a reward for hard work done. But yes, I think the most important thing here is learning the lessons from your previous experiences. And if they gave you the results that you're looking for, do more of them. If they don't, then do things differently. So that's it for now, Cancer. I hope this has helped you in some way. If you found any value, I really would appreciate hearing back from you in the comments, and then obviously liking and subscribing to the channel always helps me a lot. And until we meet again, you take care, stay blessed. Bye for now.